America 9 on your side at 10 starts now.
I never thought that they weren't going to find her alive. I just, maybe that's a mother's love. I'm sorry. But you just thought that they were going to find her alive.
The hope was always to bring Isabel Celis home, but the search for the missing child ended last week, not in the way this community had hoped. Tonight, a vigil was held in honor of Isabel. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Guy Atchley.
And I'm Stella Inger. Isabel Celis was reported missing from her Tucson home back in 2012. Tucson police confirmed last week her remains were found in a rural part of Pima County.
Her disappearance had a profound impact on the Tucson community, who honored Isabel tonight. 9 on Your Side's Whitney Clark has the story.
Although you may not see me nor touch me, I will be close. And if you listen with your heart, you will hear all around you, very soft and clear, my love.
Heartbroken, in disbelief. Some of the feelings of Tucsonans when they learned the fate of the smiling 6-year-old girl they'd searched for years.
We were not graced to know her personally, but as a community, she became everybody's child. Everybody loved her. She just stole everybody's heart in the community.
More than 100 people in downtown Tucson Tuesday night honoring Isabel Celis at a vigil. Tammy Acuna helped organize this and was among one of the hundreds of people who took part in the original search to bring Isa home.
My daughter went missing in 2009. I was blessed. I got my daughter back in 7 days, but I needed to go help them as well. It's a big town with a small town mentality, and everybody came out, looked out for each other, fought, searched, looking for this little girl, and we just now need to be there to support the family.
Supporting the Celis family were lots of other families with candles and lots of purple. That was Isabel's favorite color. Aurora Rosales never met Isabel, but has 18 grandchildren of her own. This ribbon has been hanging from her rearview mirror since the young girl went missing.
And it was a child missing, you know? It's a child. It really meant a lot to me. For a child to be gone like that, it's not right, you know? It's not right at all. It really touched my heart.
Isabel Celis touched the hearts of many. While there remain unanswered questions about her death, this was about celebrating her life. Well, the Celis family was not at the vigil tonight, but they did release a statement last night thanking the community for their continued support, asking for privacy while they mourn. There was a guest book at the vigil, and people were asked to write messages of support that will be given to the Celis family. Guy?
Thank you, Whitney. Tucson police need your help finding a man wanted on several counts of sexual conduct with a minor. This is 35-year-old Justin Way. Police say he lives in the Tucson area, but he could have connections to Phoenix. If you have information, please call 88 Crime. Today, President Trump spoke out about yesterday's deadly chemical attack in Syria.
At least 70 people were killed, including women and children. This happened in a rebel-held part of the country. The president said today the attack crossed too many lines.
When you kill innocent children, innocent babies, little babies, with a chemical gas that is so lethal, people were shocked to hear what gas it was. That crosses many, many lines, beyond the red line, many, many lines.
No word yet on what, if any, action the U.S. plans to take.
Steve Bannon, President Trump's chief strategist, has been removed from the National Security Council. Officials say this is a diminishing move for Bannon, but an empowering move for National Security Advisor Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster. Bannon will still be allowed to attend any meeting where his expertise is needed. One official says Bannon was on the National Security Council only to keep an eye on former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn.
While apprehensions along the border are dropping, U.S. Customs and Border Protection releasing new statistics, the lowest numbers in almost 2 decades. Now, Your Side's Priscilla Casper explains what's going on and the reason behind it.
Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly addressing a Senate committee today, sharing the progress of keeping people from illegally entering the country.
What's happened in the last 90 days or so? We've seen an absolutely amazing drop in the number of migrants coming out of Central America that are taking that terribly dangerous route from Central America into the United States.
The number of people in custody for illegally entering the country significantly down, the lowest it's been in 17 years. U.S. Customs and Border Protection released statistics showing that from March 2016 to March this year, the number of people arrested at the border has dropped by 64%. Daniel Hernandez with CBP's Tucson sector says there are many factors for the decrease.
Our agents receive a high level of training. We've also increased our technology deployment out into the field. We have different technologies that are in the form of integrated fixed towers, and as well as remote video surveillance systems.
As well as enforcing a consequence delivery system that he says another reason recidivism is down.
In past years, the enforcement efforts weren't the same way. There wasn't such an emphasis on consequence delivery system. So with this, it allows us to actually hold people accountable for breaking the law, for crossing illegally.
Although the drop in people entering the country illegally, President Donald Trump's plans of building a border wall still pushing forward. Reporting in Nogales, Priscilla Casper, KGUN 9 on your side.
President Trump says former White House National Security Advisor Susan Rice may have committed a crime when requesting to unmask the names of his associates. Trump made the allegations during an interview with the New York Times. The president said he believes it will be one of the biggest stories of our time. A spokesperson for Rice said he would not dignify the president's ludicrous charge with a comment. Senate Republicans are taking their first step toward the so-called nuclear option. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell filed a motion yesterday to end the debate on the nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch to the U.S. Supreme Court. A formal vote on that motion is expected tomorrow, but Democrats are threatening to start a filibuster. McConnell can then declare that filibusters can be overridden with a simple majority from that point. If at least 51 senators support that, the Senate would change its long-standing rule requiring 60 votes to break filibusters. Vice President Mike Pence would be standing by to break a tie if some Republicans vote against the rule change.
Severe weather in the south today. High winds, hail, even tornadoes, as you could see here, damaging homes. This is a home as well as cars. Take a look. The tornado hit this afternoon about 2 miles southwest of Atlanta. The National Weather Service says the tornado was a half a mile to a mile wide. The Prediction Center, which issues nationwide alerts when tornadoes touch down, explain why this time of the year is so volatile.
This yin and yang tug and pull between wind shear is strongest in winter, instability tends to be strongest in summer. And so where's the overlap of these two is where you're probably going to see your strongest, most intense thunderstorms. And that tends to be in spring.
And also there was a mess at the airport there. More than 400 flights out of Atlanta's airport were grounded this afternoon. That is the nation's busiest airport.
And now with more on our weather, here's Erin.
Yeah, actually, we're going to take a little bit closer look at those storms that have been plaguing Georgia today. We still have 2 rounds of some pretty wild weather moving through the state, and Atlanta, as you mentioned, such a busy hub. Almost half of the state of Georgia is still under a flash flood watch tonight. We even had a flash flood warning that was just allowed to expire for the Atlanta metro area, a little closer to Greenville and west of Charlotte. Those orange warnings that are popping up there. Severe thunderstorm warning still tonight, so certainly not in the clear across the southeast. At home, a little bit different story. We'll be nearing 90 once again. I'll take a look at our warm-up coming up.
Thanks, Erin. A Kansas teen is going viral for a video shot during a choir trip. What song is giving her 15 minutes of internet fame?
Plus, new rules about how to deal with animals stuck in hot cars. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side. You are about to meet a teen with an incredible voice. It might even give you chills. She is shocked her tweet went viral or not.
It's the moment a Kansas teen, while on a trip to Italy with her choir group, sang Alleluia into a well. Listen.
Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah.
That's Tiffany Ruan. She had no idea that her tweet of the beautiful moment would capture the internet. Her popularity as a singer just might lead to a change in future career path.
It was so crazy. I ran over to my mom and I was telling her, I was like, Mom, like my tweet has 13,000. Now that this video has kind of gotten big and I've been presented with all these opportunities, I think my mindset has changed and I'd really love to pursue music professionally.
Tiffany is classically trained on piano and violin and writes music. She posts covers and her songs on YouTube, where she goes by Tiffany Day. And her dream job? Well, that's to travel the world and sing.
Don't you just want to keep listening to her sing?
I do. A unique collection, 50 years in the making, now has a new home.
An Ohio family sold their father's 5,000 unique beer can collection to a brewery in East Texas. They say it started simply as just a hobby, but now has a new home. They traveled more than 1,000 miles to see it.
It was a backdrop in a very loving home, and it means a lot to us.
To see it here was certainly an emotional but inspirational. It was something that he loved.
Brewery owner Vince Beard says the collection is a conversation starter for his guests and that many of them have a favorite can. I think it started as him collecting it from what I read, and then friends started sending him cans.
Boy, that's
a lot of beer, yeah.
Now, Erin, are the winds going to be calmer for the rest of the week?
For the rest of the work week, yes. This weekend, a little different story. So if you are heading out to spring fling, I've got to look at that forecast.
Okay, Erin, thank you. And we are taking a live look at April the giraffe. There she is. New York officials at the Animal Adventure Park say April is set to have her baby anytime now. You know, she's been pregnant, they're pregnant for 15 months.
Yeah.
We've been watching
Seems
her.
like forever.
Yeah, we've been watching her give birth, apparently go into labor for about 6 weeks now. So if you want to track it, go ahead and download our KGUN 9 app. We'll send a push alert. We'll be right back.
The Arizona Senate has passed a bill aimed at reducing hot car deaths.
It allows Good Samaritans to take action to save a child or a pet from a car without facing a lawsuit. The bill was drafted with the support of the Arizona Humane Society and other animal welfare groups. The measure goes to the House for final approval before heading to Governor Doug Ducey's desk. We have more information on the bill on KGUN9.com and on our KGUN 9 mobile app.
The Pima County Sheriff's Office is releasing tips on how to stay safe when temperatures start climbing. They are asking people to ACT. That stands for avoid leaving children or animals in the car, create reminders by putting valuables in the back seat with kids, and take action if you see a child or pet in a hot car.
And a great reminder because we are heating up, Aaron.
Yeah, and it's amazing just how quickly the inside of your vehicle will get. You know, you think, well, the car's not going to get a whole lot hotter than the air temperature outside. Boy, you'd be wrong. Those temperatures can soar, I mean, upwards of 40 degrees inside the car.
Fast.
Yeah,
Just
very
like that.
quickly, 10 to 20 minutes time. All right, let's give you a look at our forecast. 67.